Thank you everyone who is joining us. I'm very excited to invite our special guest today, Tammy Menzel. So Tammy, she has recently completed the seventh initiation of Ascension. So that means that her higher self is not a 100% embodiment. And her higher self is not an ascended master on the seventh ray, which is a ray of change, transformation, transmutation, and magic. Because the seventh ray is also my ascension ray, so we have that kind of connection in
Oh,
this
nice.
sense.
I didn't know that
Oh,
before.
really? I thought you
Yeah.
know.
Somehow we never talked about
Oh,
that.
yeah. I think that's what brings
Right.
us together. Tammy, she's specialized in astrology. So, would you want to talk about yourself a little bit, Tammy?
Oh, yeah. Well, for everybody that believes in past lives, of course, everybody raise your hand. Um, I've been studying astrology for many, many past lives, and it kind of woke up again in this lifetime. I was about 12, and I was raised in a very strict Catholic family, and Catholics don't believe in astrology, so I had to fight to get it back, right? I had to go, buy the books in secret, read them under my covers, under the bed with a flashlight. Astrology is back, right? And then once the internet came out, you have so many resources. You could make a free chart. You could read so much information. And yeah, this is the lifetime to really learn, really, really learn. And all you guys can do that as well. There is a website called astro.com that you can all make a free chart for yourselves if you know your birth time. And it's really nice to know where all your planets are and where your signs are. So today we're going to talk about Mercury retrograde. That's what retrograde's all about, right? Starting over, redoing, reorganizing. So the retrograde is when our planet Earth passes up Mercury because we're going at a different speed. And it appears that Mercury is moving backward as we pass it. So the planets never turn around and go backwards. It's just apparent motion. So when we pass up that planet, the energy shifts to the other side. Mercury is about our minds and it's our divine mind, it's communication, it's commerce, it's technology, it's connecting people, it's all those things. So when Mercury goes into apparent retrograde motion, the one side of our brain shifts to the other side, right? All of a sudden we go from the rational side to intuitive side, the logical side to creative side. And that's when things start to happen, like we forget things, uh, we make mistakes, we overlook things, because if we're not used to going back and forth from one side of our brain to the next, it's a difficult shift when that retrograde kind of forces us to do it, right? So we're being forced to go inward into our own thoughts, into our own, into our own I am. And this is when we find things inside of ourselves that we didn't know was there. Those thoughts that you just shove down, and the things that you just don't pay attention to and you just shove down, they they're there now, and you have to look at them, and you have to bring them up. So the retrograde is a difficult time for a lot of people that are used to shoving things down. They don't want to deal with it. They just don't have time. Some people are just so busy. They don't have time to sit and think about their spiritual path. Like Joy spends a lot of time working on her spiritual path. I spend a lot of time. I think a lot of your followers do that as well, but there's a whole lot of people out there to not do thinking like that, right? And so now for the next couple of weeks, they're going to be forced to look inside and say, wow, how did I get here? What's going on in my life? How did I contribute to this, and what can I do to fix it? And that's what the retrograde's all about. You want to reorganize things in your life. Everything that starts with an RE is what you should be doing now. So reevaluate, reassess, reorganize, all the REs, right?
Because our topic is also cover about money aspect.
Mhm.
Can you give us some insight about the connection?
Yeah. Yes. Well, the planet Mercury retrogrades in a different sign every time that the retrograde happens. So Mercury will retrograde 3 times a year.
Sometimes it goes 4 times a year. The last time it was 4 times a year was 2014. So I don't know if everybody remembers 2014. That was a heck of a year, but we had one retrograde after the next. But this year it's only 3 times. And right now it's retrograding in Scorpio, the sign of Scorpio. And Scorpio rules money, and especially other people's money. And that's why it has that connection right now, right? Like in the summertime, we had a different retrograde that was in Cancer, and that was about home and family, right? During that retrograde. So now we've got the Scorpio retrograde, and it's what everybody's been dealing with all year, right? Money. Where's the flow of money? Some people's money flow has like stopped totally. Some has been like chopped in half. A lot of businesses closing, things just happening. So
Yeah,
yeah.
especially this year with this COVID pandemic, a lot of business, especially small business,
Yeah.
they kind of
Yeah.
changing a lot. So even they can't get going. Simply, the business just gone. So it's
Right.
really big transformation. So what should people do, in terms of take advantage of, this
Yeah.
energy to help themselves?
Yeah. The best way to work with this energy is right now. We all need to look inside to see what money really means to each one of us, because it all means something different. And I think all until now, this whole entire year, we've just been in a panic mode, like scrambling. How are we going to get money? And what are we going to do with money? What, you know what I mean? It was all about, oh my God, what are we going to do? And now we're finding, guess what? We're finding that we can do without a lot of these things that we couldn't buy all year, right? We can do without gym membership, maybe. People are exercising at home, doing their own programs. Um, do we have to go and have coffee every day, like a $5 coffee every day? Can we just buy coffee at home, right? So we're learning these different things, and how to make do with what we have and to even create something better. So people not being able to go out to restaurants, they're having stuff brought in, and we're finding different ways to make money, to use money, to buy things.
Yeah, it seems
And
like our
yeah,
relationship with money also changed,
yes.
especially in this year. People really need to reconsider how you make the
Mhm.
most out of whatever the
Yeah,
money you have.
yeah.
You can
And
use.
I think people are going to find that it's like we're going back to simple times now. Everybody just wants to be with their family and to feel cozy and comfortable and just have things that they love. So a lot of these things that they thought they needed to make themselves happy, like a $3,000 designer bag, purse, handbag, a fancy vacation, those things have kind of gone away. And people are like, we don't even care anymore. All we just want is our family, right? We just want love and hugs and being together. And we're finding out what's really important. And the important things in life are what money can't buy, right? So that's what we're finding.
Okay.
And some people got there really quick, like, right? People on a spiritual path are going, oh my gosh, wow. And they found the silver lining when they can't, buy the things that they needed. They're like, okay, well, it's all right. You know what I mean? Like they're just
Yeah.
changing their mindset about it. And
I
other
think it's
people,
really important. Sorry, I
yeah.
think it's very important your relationship with money and also your energy interaction with money. If we try to purchase something, when you express your gratitude, you will multiply the value you receive. Sometimes we come across people, they feel, especially for spiritual work, you should share everything for free because energy is
Mhm.
free, and they have that kind of mentality,
Mm,
kind of limits, because it's because of the belief system or the energy. I
mhm.
think it's the energy they've been carried. It's like
Yes.
they feel they only take and they don't want to give. So
Yeah.
it becomes like imbalance of the circulation
Yes.
of money, right?
Exactly. Exactly. And you're exactly right. During this retrograde, we're going to have to find ways to balance. There's so many people without anything. You know what I mean? Like they don't have their basic necessities met. So yeah, we have to that relationship with money. And some people were using money um, to define their own sense of self-worth. These people that had the high career
Status.
jobs and the $3,000 purse, and that went away. And now they have, nothing. Like, they don't know who they are anymore. Like, who am I without that bag and that job and that power when I sit in the chair and I'm the boss? So people are being forced to look at that too. What's their relationship with money? Energy, it should be just energy exchange, a fair exchange. You buy something from somebody and you give something, right?
Yeah.
But a lot of it has not been, and it's been very unbalanced for like forever since money was created.
Yeah.
It's
I
been,
think I feel the money itself is actually the neutral energy. It really depending how people using it. The
Mhm,
projection of your
right.
energy frequency when you use that money. Some people say like money is a program, but in a way you can say that if it's being
Mhm,
used for some agenda or
right.
intention. For me now it's more like it's a energy, it's a neutral energy. Really is a medium of
Mhm.
energy exchange. It's just a tool.
Yes. So now we have a great leveling off in the world, right? Because everybody's just worried. Think about March. Everybody was just worried about getting toilet paper. They weren't thinking about, $3,000 purse. It was like, okay, now the rich people, you couldn't even buy toilet paper either, right? So
Oh
you're just
yeah.
on the same plane
Yeah.
as everybody else. And it was, I think, a shock to some people, like, oh my gosh, wow.
Yeah.
Um, but
Mm,
now we can build a new relationship with money,
yeah.
just like you said, as an energy exchange. It doesn't have
Yeah.
to be tied to our self-worth. We could come up with a more fair and balanced,
Yeah.
you know,
This year, for those really high status, like you say, rich people, they have really huge, big impact of losing their money in a way, in many ways. Stock
mhm,
exchange or property business, they have a huge
right,
impact. So
right.
probably this is a time
Mhm,
for them to rethink about
mhm. Yes,
the
yes.
relationship with money and what they really
Mhm.
want.
The Scorpio people, people that have Scorpio suns, now this Mercury is going to retrograde right over your sun. So you folks are going to have some like wow, ahas, realizations, because the sun is the personality vehicle. And whenever the Mercury passes over it, like your mind is going to, you know, come up, is going to find these things that you've been hiding from yourself, or you've been buried, or it's been buried, or you have that little voice that talks to you and you're like, no, 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 I'm not paying attention to it. Well, stuff is going to start to come up, right? So Scorpio folks, if you have the Scorpio sun, Scorpio moon, Scorpio ascendant, you're
Mhm.
really going to have some big shifts. This time is going to be really powerful for you. And everybody has Scorpio somewhere in their chart. We all have it. So if we have a planet there, we're going to get a little bit more impact out of it. And if we don't have a planet there, we're going to maybe sail through. So it's not going to be the same for everybody, at this time. Everybody has, their own path that they're working on. So Scorpios, it's your time.
So how can it help us in the money side?
Clear out all the old beliefs that we have about money, because those old beliefs have to go. You can see already that money doesn't have the same power that it did before, that money can be taken away easily, you know what I mean? Like, um we have to build a new relationship with money. So we all come in with different programs running about money. Some of it's going to come from our family, like if our family's been poor and our grandparents been poor, and they're, you know what I mean, like there's like a poor mindset. If that's coming through your family line, it's time to end that, right? During the retrograde, you can shift that. So you can start to write down on a piece of paper all the money beliefs that you have, and then the money beliefs that you've inherited from family and friends, from a ex-boyfriend, ex-husband, money beliefs that come from anywhere, who knows, even religions have money beliefs. Catholic, I was raised Catholic, and so we were taught to share everything. It was almost like a guilt. If you had a lot of money, then you were, you know what I mean, like you
Yes,
should give it
yes.
to the poor. I'm like, oh my god, okay, well, how much do I give before I become poor? You know what I mean? Like, so there's a lot of things that we carry about money deep buried inside that we
Oh
don't
yes.
even realize we have.
Yeah.
And we need to clear those out, and we could clear that by energy work, right? So once we know what the block is, um, there could be programs running like people might believe that rich people are crooks. That's something you have to clear out. You might have, you might have a belief that, oh, rich people are snobby. You got to clear that out, because otherwise you'll never become rich, right? If you don't want to be a crook and you don't want to be a snob, then you can't become rich if you have that program running. So you could identify what the program is and look and see what it is that needs to be cleared. It's important to also look at your ability to receive. Not just the money coming in, because there could be money flowing to you, but if you're not open to receiving it and then accepting it, only a little bit's going to get in. So ask yourself, how open are you to somebody coming and helping you? Do you allow people to help you? How do you take compliments? If someone says, oh, you look great today, and you go, no, I don't, then you're not open, right? You're not receiving energy. Because it's not just only the money that you receive help, you receive love, you receive compliments, and if you don't receive, if you're not a good receiver,
yes. I agree with Tammy totally, because that's my thing. I've been always give. Tammy said, no, you stop. No more. You should start to accept, to receive. That's why I say, okay, I'll start offering something that I can open to.
And we're taught to be self-sufficient, and there's nothing wrong with that, but then somehow it gets out of balance a little bit, and then we start doing everything ourselves, and we don't let anybody come in, and that's when the problem starts. Because if we're not allowing other people to come into our energy field, then the money can't come either, because it's just money, it's just energy, and it's the same thing. So you got to be open to everything, and then the money just flows.
Because that's the thing. A lot of people, as I said earlier, in this in the spiritual community, a lot of people, they believe energy is free, and your work, what you charge. And I'm happy to help people in that way, but as you say, it's all about the balance of energy. And now I am also adjusting myself.
The other thing about Scorpio energy is things that are hidden. Scorpio is a very deep energy. It's very intense. And there's a lot of things hidden in Scorpio energy. And now we have Mercury coming through it. So what do you think that's going to happen? It's going to bring up stuff that's really been hidden from us, even the collective as a whole. And so Scorpio rules all the taboo things, right? Things that we don't normally talk about: sex, money, death. It rules endings. It's all those very intense topics. And when Mercury starts retrograding through it, we're gonna, I think, as a collective, find out some things that have been hidden from us about
I
the
think
money.
It's really, I think it's really adding to the current election campaign. It's really adding to it, because you can see a lot of stuff coming out, the scandal, this and that. I think it's also related to this energy. It's really triggering people's emotion at the same time.
And Mercury retrograde stops on the day of the election. And that is a very wobbly day. I'm going to tell you, energetically, it's very wobbly, because that's when the Earth and Mercury come back next to each other, and there's a wobble, and we're going to feel it, and it's going to ripple throughout the election, throughout the money system, throughout the world, throughout each one of us individually. It's going to be strap on your seatbelt. Right?
Yeah, I can already imagine on the election there can be, I think something dramatic might be happening. I don't know. I just got this feeling.
Yeah, it could turn out to be very good or very not good. Right? We're creating it. We are each now in this moment creating the Akashic records of the world in our individual countries. Despite everything we do today, we're creating it. So if you don't like what's going on right now, change it. Change what you're doing, and change what you're thinking, and it'll start a ripple. And if everybody did that, if we all chose the highest vibration choice today, what will be tomorrow? Right? What will be next week?
That this year, all this up and down is really about clearing. I think it's also a catalyst for us to looking within, to work out, do the inner work. All this media is really creating turbulence in our thought. It's actually
Mhm.
make people create more
Yes.
karma for
Yes.
themselves.
Oh, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. Yes. For every
So,
person that says they hate Trump, I'm sorry. Y'all, you've added so much more karma to yourself. Just don't
oh,
don't
yes,
say it, don't think it. Just sit back and be the observer, right? If you don't want to create any more new karma, just sit back and watch, right? And keep yourself out. And it's hard. I know we're tested every day, but
yeah.
that's why we're here. That's why we're on the planet to do that, right?
We are in this dimension is to experience polarity, simulation
Hmm.
for us to experience what we are not in that
Right,
way, and then helping
right.
us to go deeper. Can you tell me how numerology play into the big picture as I keep seeing certain numbers on a daily basis? I'm very new to this whole process. And as a Cancer, I tend to keep things inside. So now I want to break free.
Well, the person that's the Cancer sun, you got hit with the retrograde in the summertime. Mercury was retrograding over your sun, and it sounds like you woke up or woke up even more. And that's perfect, right? It's the time. It's like the key is in the lock and it turned. When that Mercury retrograde went over your sun, all these ahas were coming. And you've just started on the path. So just keep going. You're being led. Your soul woke up now and it's cooking with gas, and just keep moving forward, right? And don't worry about you don't know where you're going, because intuitively, you're very intuitive. You know where you're going, right? Just believe in yourself, say yes when you're getting these intuitive hits, and you're on your path.
Yes.
So,
And also because she was asking about the new numerology playing in the big picture. So because each number has its vibration and a different
mhm,
combination of the number also is
mhm,
a combination of certain energy. So when you see these numbers, most likely you tuning into this, as a sign. It sometimes can be your spirit guides or some activation happening. So you it's kind of synchronicity that you experience. So normally my
mhm,
suggestion is if you want to know what that means, you can Google it, just give you some reference. But there's no definitely answer because everyone has his own interpretation. And this is a guideline. You can always look at what is resonant with you because we don't give power away with someone give you the answer all the time. You also need to make your own discernment. And when the more you developing your energy level in a way, you get more sensibility and then you get more the inner knowing, you would know what it means to you because we
yeah,
all have different interpretation and something can might mean one thing for me can means totally different for Tammy because we
mhm,
have our ways of interpretation. But so if you are new to this, I suggest you can Google it, or you can just ask us in this
mhm,
kind of talk. We open with questions. And also, when you look out answers online, sometimes you have to really watch out the energy because the energy level when you Google, when you search, can be sure
mhm,
of high and low. Sometimes you may get
mhm.
draw into some low vibration.
Yeah.
So
Mhm,
you need to watch that, be aware of that. But I can sure what you access here will be high
mhm.
pure energy. So this is something we can be sure of.
You know what's cool about the numerology of this retrograde is it's at 11 degrees Scorpio. And I think 1111 is the big awakening code. Everybody can agree on that, right? When we see 1111, we know it's something. And
Yes.
people are all over the place. What does 1111 mean, right? That means you're waking up. And it's so interesting, right? And so mysterious and so coincidental, but not coincidental, that this Mercury retrograde is going to be at 11 degrees Scorpio. This is like a huge spiritual awakening, people, with the energy of money.
Mm-hmm.
This world is going into a new kind of energy system. Money is going to somehow be replaced with something else over the course of the next 10 years. Mercury, Uranus is moving through Taurus, and by the time it clears, there's going to be some kind of a new, even, balanced energy exchange that's going to take the place of what's already on the planet. So that 11 degrees, don't be fooled by that, right? This is very intense. The world's going to have this collective awakening over what we need to do about money.
Yeah, so I got the reply from Tina here. She is Aqua House 6.
Her node is Aquarius in the 6th house.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh boy, man, you're being called into service, like within 3 months, like already, even now. 6th house, service house, healing, health. From North Node, what the soul's here to do. Aquarius, all the planets are going to move over to Aquarius in January. Well, not all the planets, but Mercury, not Jupiter, Saturn. They're all going to be there. So hold on to your seatbelt. In 3 months, whatever you're here to do, whatever your soul planned to do, something along those lines: health, healing, taking care of people. Are you a nurse? Do you work in a nursing home? Do you work with animals? Are you a volunteer? Do you take care of the elderly? Are you, like, what are you doing? So all those things are called into play now. So your North Node will be activated.
Yeah, we got a reply.
Awesome.
Yeah, thank you, Tammy. I got a reply from Blanche. She said, "Thank you so much, Joy and Tammy. I appreciate your advice and guidance. OMG, that is my number."
Oh, 11? 11's her number?
Looks like it, yeah.
Mm.
Tina, she replied, "Thank you so much. One day I will have clarity and confidence. I have been seeking 20 years now." We all have that kind of experience. It's from Tina. And I think you never go wrong is to do inner work, build up your energy level. And the more blockages we can clear in our energy field, the more you're in tune with your divine mission. You never go wrong with that. So it's about timing, because it only speeding up when you reach your destination. Is all about how much inner work you're doing. Lots of people, they're asking, "Oh, when can what is my soul mission? What's my life purpose?" But they just want to know this something nice in the air. But people need to know you need to inner work, and lots of inner work you need to do. Because what you see, it doesn't mean you can get there, because each step is all the inner work, the energy, what you do. That's why I share my journey. It's good you can see how I progress in a way, sharing my journey, and also from people who already reached the destination, how they get there. So give us some idea. So we are aiming to help whoever you really on this journey want to move fast forward. We are here to offer the tools or offer the knowledge that we have, or wisdoms from the higher self. With all this new energy and new modality, we can really moving fast forward, much faster. It's not like before. I say we both that we pick up people fast. Okay. Thank you for that. Just in case you're new to me, I'll put on my website. You can check out the latest blog I put up. It's my latest spiritual journey. It's so profound. It's really very into deep level, and it can really help you to accelerate your journey faster. Soon I'll be announcing my new services, and probably most of you know something about Akashic record reading, clearing, ascension healing, and self-empowerment meditation. And keep an eye on my posts, because I will be sending out when it's ready. Okay, so thank you again. Thank you, Tammy, for joining us, and thank everyone for your participation. Please like this video, subscribe my channel, share in your community, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you, everyone. Bye.